four panelists, three panelists and MC. And the first one from the Science and Technology Park, Chiang Mai University, Assistant Dr. Thanyadupap Anantana. He is the director of the Science and Technology Park. And the second panelist is Dr. Chanyawat Wuthi Jamnong. She is from the Ratchamangkala University of Technology, Lanna. And the third one from the UKM, Professor Dr. Dr. Imran Ho Abdullah. He is a Deputy Vice Chancellor from UKM. And MC from Chiang Mai University, Associate Professor Dr. Wasanai Wattanachariya from Faculty of Engineering, Chiang Mai University. So please on the stage. And I will give this stage to Dr. Wasanai, the moderator. And this session we have about 1 hour and 30 minutes. And then we have a coffee break. After coffee break, we have the parallel session as well for 4 rooms. So, Dr. Wasanai, please.
Okay, thank you, Khun Thamanon, and welcome back to the afternoon session of the 4th ASIAENGAGE Regional Conference. And this afternoon, we will have like 3 panelists from different sector of university, and we would like to maybe discuss a little bit about how university and the industry can engage and do something together, and hopefully that we can contribute something to the society. So as Khun Thamanon mentioned, that we have 3 panelists, one from the Northern Science Park, and another one from Ratchamangkala University of Technology, Lanna region, and from UKM, from Indonesia?
From Malaysia.
Malaysia, okay, sorry, from Malaysia. So, okay, let me start with Assistant Professor Dr. Thanyadupap Anantana. Right now, he's the Director of the Science and Technology Park, and he also one of the lecturers from the Faculty of Engineering at Chiang Mai University. The topic of his presentation is related to the university-industry linkage by University Science Park. Let me brief a little bit about his biodata. He graduated from IE Department, Industrial Engineering Department, and finished his PhD from Tokyo Institute of Technology in Innovation Management. And right now he's the director and has contributed many things for Chiang Mai University. So please welcome Professor Thanyadupap.
Okay, thank you very much for the moderator. And thank you for inviting me to this stage. Thank you for the Vice President Award that give very special opportunity to this forum. I'm the Director of Science Park. I have 2 roles. The first one is Director of Chiang Mai University Science Technology Park. This is belong to Chiang Mai University. In the same time, I also the Director of Northern Science Park, which is the program from the Ministry of Science and Technology. This is a network of the 7 universities in northern area of Thailand. And we have the 7 members. Chiang Mai University Science Park is the headquarters of this network. And we have together with the Macho University in Chiang Mai, Mae Fah Luang University in Chiang Rai, Phayao University in Phayao provinces, and we have Naresuan University and Ratchapat Pibun Songkham from Phitsanulok, and we have Ratchapat Uttaradit University from Uttaradit province. So this is the network of university. I will show you later for the such kind of this network, which is a very play the important role for be the linkage between university and industry. I have a lot of slides, so if I reach the limit of my time, the moderator please warning me, and then you can cut down my microphone. Okay. I will start with why the linkage between university and industry is very important. If you see in this picture, this is the very reference model for the innovation management nowadays. We call the open innovation model. The company no need to start R&D and build up the innovation from day one by their own anymore. But the company need to link with the other partners, not only university or research institutes, even in private company together. You can see the body of the company in the arrow shape right now have dashed line. So that means a lot of inlet from outside to the company. We can use the technology transfer program. We can use the mechanism of licensing to bring some research, adopt to the university, adopt to the company, and then develop only product development from that know-how or basic research. Based on this open innovation model, there are a lot of the successful case. For example, in case of Samsung from Korea, they also use this model. That's why within very short time, they can beat 5 big companies from Japan. You might know already from the news. And also China also use this model, open innovation model. But different thing from China, they use open innovation model from anywhere in the world. But the target is only Chinese people. That's enough for the innovation model. Because Chinese people, a lot of more than 1,000 million of people, that's enough for testing the model of the innovation. And from the open innovation model, the university already be transition to the next stage of university. In this picture, you can see every university in the world right now try to be the innovation creator. The challenge is that we have to cross over the valley of death. But in our case, we never call the valley of death again because it's not constructive. Okay, I working as a bridge between university and industry. That means I working as the mechanism to cross over the valley of death. So when I call the researcher in university, please come to cross valley of death together. Everyone say no, because if fail, we will die. So that's why 2 years ago we changed the name of valley of death to be the valley of challenge, which is much more constructive and convincing the researcher to work together, to challenge together, to work with the industry. Okay, this is the profile of the university as usual. That means normally we do like this. We have 2 core processes. The first one is we teaching and learning. The output is a graduate. And the outcome or impact to the society, to the country is we provide the human resource to the country. But because of dynamic of the technology and knowledge, right now the curriculum is not updated enough. That means we produce not update, not ready to work graduate student to the society. I talked with the industry people in the information technology cluster. He said that if computer engineering, computer science, if you didn't update your curriculum within 3 years, you will produce unupdated people to the industry. That make the company have to take long time before, compared to before time. I mean, normally maybe three months, the new staff can working very well. Right now 6 months, sometimes 9 months. Because of the unupdated curriculum from the university, because we have a lot of process to get the approval of the, to launch the new subject. Another core process, we do the research. And previously, only publication is our target in order to provide the know-how and academic excellence and also the university ranking. But for the transition, I think in every university in the world right now, very well recognized how important of the research for the commercialization, how the important of the university and industry linkage in this picture. The output of this core process will be intellectual properties, invention, innovation, even startup program, startup company. And the contribution and the impact will be changed from only academic excellence to economic and social contribution. Innovation-based economy. How can we help to raise up the opportunity for the high-skilled job in the region? This is the key role of the regional university. And also, the university income and reputation will come from this core process. This is a transition. I didn't think this alone. From this picture, this is the conference of autumn last year in Hong Kong. The professor in this picture is the director of MIT Innovation Center. He said the topic is very interesting. Technology to the marketplace and expanded mission for the universities. if we talk about this topic 20 years ago, everyone will blame why you do business with the academic point. But right now, MIT said that if the university cannot bring the technology to the market, university fail. So this is very strong support the assumption that the transition of university has already come in today. And also he also elaborate more about why we have to care about the commercialization. The first one, he said that the challenge to the academic research need to have impact as a fundamental element and be translated to real-world application. He didn't say that the publication is not important. He said that it's still important, but we should not stop just only publication, but we have to do something to make the publication or the research to be real application. And also have some issue to care about. But I would like to highlight in only the last two bullets. Creating jobs and wealth in local ecosystem is very important roles. And university need functioning open innovation with industry. So I may conclude that right now the university very need to have the linkage with the industry. That will change the university position, and that will make the contribution from the university to be the beneficial for the country. Okay. So in case of our organization, I take care for the science park. You can see from the left side of your view. In the university, we have three main resources that are very important. The first one, we have a lot of know-how and research. Second one, we have a lot of researchers. And third one, we have a lot of lab equipment, facilities. But previously, all of these three resources is closed for using in university only. And from that thing, everything out of date, everything expired and cannot use in the real world. So, in another hand, the university is not the key player in economic contribution. The player is the SME and startup. How can we utilize these resources to help the SME and startup to be more competitiveness in the industry? This is the role of Science Park. We positioning ourselves as the bridge between university and industry. And our goal, we would like to raise up the competitiveness of the SME and startup by using STI, Science, Technology, and Innovation. And our goal, we have three main ultimate goals. The first one, economic development. The second one, inclusive growth. And the third one is an innovation-based economy. You can see that we don't have the publication as a target because faculties and basic research institutions already do that things. So we didn't do the publication, but we tried to do other things that made a contribution from the research. This is a picture of Regional Science Park in Thailand. This is 6 years ago from the Thai government. The cabinet approved the concept of Regional Science Park, which includes 13 universities in Thailand. In northern area, Chiang Mai University is the headquarters, and we have other 6 universities in northern area, as I mentioned previously. In Northeastern Science Park, we have 4 universities, and Khon Kaen University is the headquarters. And in southern part, we have Prince Songkhla University, and Valailak is the member. Right now, we're going to have the new member from King Mongkut University in central area, and we have Thaksin in southern and Burapha in the eastern area. So this is the overall picture that the cabinet approved for the first phase of the Regional Science Park. And for the step, our organization in Chiang Mai, we call Science Technology Park, we call STEP. STEP, we have the key history. We established in 2010 under the Faculty of Engineering. After that, we used 18 months to spin out under directly to the university. And in 2012, we changed the name to STEP. And from 2013, we have 2 roles. The first one is the Science Park of Chiang Mai University, and second one, we are the chairman at the headquarters of Northern Science Park. Our standing point, as I told you, that we are the bridge. So we don't have the researcher inside our science park. We don't have. Because we have the researcher already 2,200 people in Chiang Mai University. Science Park didn't do research by ourselves, but we do the business development. We do the technology transfer program. we're finding the money for the researcher to work with the industry. We accept the requirement from industry to let our researcher to do that project. We start the project, start up the company from research. This is our role. We didn't do research by ourselves because we have a lot of researchers already in the university. This is our role. And this is the structure of my team. I'm the director, and I'm also the founder of this organization. We have senior advisor from Germany, and we have 2 deputy director, we have 2 assistant director, and we have 1 general manager. Right now we have a department and the staff 112 persons. All the staff has been paid the salary by our organization every year. So that means we are 100% sustained by ourselves. We have to find the money every year to sustain our staff. We have to find money to pay all the operation costs by ourselves. Okay. And this is the background of our management team. 5 of us is engineering, and almost of us graduate honor degree program. And we have the research field in our specific field. In my case, I graduated from Japan in Tokyo Institute of Technology in the innovation management. And also, we also have the expertise on the science park and innovation that we promote. This is the very key success factor. If you would like to run the organization to be the linkage between industry and university, we have to find the right person. Why I said that the right person? Because the background of our management team come from the business. My family doing the business. So such kind of this DNA will help to our team can talk with the business people is very good. And for the Northern Science Park, I'm the chairman right now. We have more than 200 staff already in the Northern Science Park. And all of the Science Park in 7 universities didn't do any publication. We're doing the linkage, or only the linkage and business development. And on behalf of the chairman, I have to talk with the government people and industry people. What is the strength point of each university in our network? We can see that there are some common potential for 7 universities, but some universities also have the very specific or differentiated strength in this picture. For the flagship project of the Northern Science Park or NSP, we have the rice innovation is one of the flagship projects. In the Northeastern, they have the chicken for the meal. And for the Southern Science Park, they have the rubber industry. We also have 4 main focus industry in Northern area. The main customer of our science park is the food processing and agriculture agro industry. This is our main customer. And we have the IT software and digital content cluster is another segment. We have the medical and biotechnology and energy and material innovation. Okay, so as being the bridge between university and industry, this is our positioning. We have 3 main approaches that come from our experience. This is not the theory, but we try to consolidate what we do during the past 7 or 8 years that we started this organization. The first approach we call the inside out. Inside out is the way of how can we help university to bring the research from shelf to commercialization. This is our first approach. The second one we call the outside in approach. This one, we didn't care what we have in university, but we care what the industry want. And we get the requirement, and we try to find the right person, right researcher to do the research of that project. So this is called the outside in. And the third approach that starts from last year is very interesting model. We doing the startup approach. In order to license, some research is not attract the company at this time. So we convince the researcher to start the company by their own. And he can take the shareholder of that company and convince his student, PhD or master's student, to be the first CEO of the company. And Science Park adopt to the incubation program model. But one thing, since the researchers still be the permanent employee for the university, so they take the shareholder, but they cannot do any part of management in the company. That is the conflict. So, but the CEO, that student, can do the 100% at the company. That is our model. So right now we start around 5 companies already in Chiang Mai University from the research. Okay, and I will show you some example of the first approach. This is the inside out approach. You realize that the research in the university is not ready to commercialization. So the first thing Science Park have to find the money. We call the Translational Research Fund. If you have the research in the university and you realize that you have some potential to be commercialization, you can come to Science Park. And then we have the evaluation model, and we help to find the money to upgrade the research product concept proof of product, upscale pilot plan until negotiation to transfer. I have two examples today. The first one is we already licensed to a very big company in Thailand. We call the Longan Essence. This is the longan in Thailand, one of the very delicious longan in the world. Okay, but you know, when the production of the longan exceed to the market need, we have to put money to destroy the longan. That's really doesn't make sense for such kind of this product. So our researcher in Faculty of Gold Industry 10 years ago, he found that why when Chinese people bought the dry longan from Thailand, they bought only dry longan with the black color. That means dry with the seed. Normally we have two types of the dry longan. Gold longan, this is the dry longan without the seed. That you can get only the sugar and some vitamin C. But dry longan with seed will be the very black color. And he tracked that what kind of the utilization of such kind of this dry longan. We found that the Chinese people put this dry longan to the food and some food for health. That is the starting point to research. What is inside the dry longan with the seed? And we found three main acid that very good for the health: allergic, gallic, and tannic. This is the acid that can produce the antioxidant for the health for the people. And we doing some kind of the clinical trial. We testing in the cancer. We testing in relief pain from some joint, and we also start doing some business model. From this project, Science Park find the money within 3 years, almost 30 million baht within 3 years, to upscale from production only 10 kilogram per day to 1 ton. That means 1,000 kilogram per day. And after that, we do the business model, and we negotiate for more than 40 companies in Thailand within 2 years. After that, we license to the company already. The best thing of this technology, in order to produce 1 kilogram of longan essence, we have to use fresh longan more than 16 kilogram. So that means if in that year that have the exit longan to the market need, they can push to this process. And this will be made the more value creation. We found that right now, only around 230 milliliters, they sell around 1,200 baht. That means 1 liter, almost 5,000 baht. But the longan 1 kilogram is just only 5 baht. So that means 1,000 value creation times for the longan from using our technology. So we already licensed to the company, very big company, and they invest around 800 million baht in Lamphun, because we convinced them that the most of production of longan is in northern area, in Lamphun and Chiang Mai. So please help our agriculture, our longan farmer. So they invest more than 800 million baht for the technology building land. And they invest more in some kind of research with university. Faculty of Medicine in Chiang Mai University testing for the sleep test for this project, because the owner of the company, when they take this longan essence, they feel that he can sleep very well at night. So that's why we're doing some research in Faculty of Medicine and already finished. And the product is not only in Thailand, and they sell to many countries in the world. And this guy is a very popular actor in Thailand, Nadet. Actually, he is my brother. Just kidding, just kidding. Okay. So this guy is very famous, and that's made this product. P80 is one of the very rising star product in the market. This is one of the example. But you know, the starting point of this project is almost 15 years ago, and need the time for around 10 years to upscale, and 5 years for upscale and negotiation. This is the Inside Out program. And one of my beliefs that we would like to put this product in the shelf of pharmaceutical store, not in the shelf of the consumer good, because the price is very different from other sugar in the market. We expect that the economic contribution value is more than 5,600 per year baht, 5,600 million baht per year. So this is very one of the impact of the product from the research university. Another project, this is come from the Faculty of Agriculture and Faculty of Engineering together. We call the RF technology for rice. One of the problem of the rice, you know, Thailand is one of the main exporter of rice in the world. We have more than 20 million production of rice in each year. 10% of this amount is the very high value creation rice, for in this picture. But even you made the rice, white grain rice, or even the very high value added rice, they face the problem of the insect inside the grain. Okay, the time up. Okay.
5 more minutes.
5 more minutes. It's just only 10% of my presentation. So what should I do? Okay. So we doing some technology. We use the radio frequency. This is the public domain technology. In other countries in the world, use the radio frequency to get rid of the humidity of the product. But for the radio frequency, when we apply to the rice grain, the frequency will make the very huge vibration inside the rice grain in the molecular scale. That will kill the insect of the egg of the insect inside the rice grain. That after treatment RF, there will not be any insect in the rice anymore. So, and this is not the chemical treatment project. So this is very good for the organic rice. And right now we apply to the association to qualify the treatment of the organic equivalence standard. To apply RF is okay or not to still qualify as the organic product. And we already licensed this project to the Thai company who produce the machine for the rice industry. And right now we expand to many sites of the rice production in the world, in Thailand. And this is me, just 3 years ago. It's quite fat because of the camera. It's because of my body. Okay, because one of the success factor, because at that time we can show this project to the one of the news in the television, which have the very famous one. So after broadcast this program, right after that, a lot of calls come to me, and that is the starting point to transfer this technology. And we already transfer, and after that, a lot of the award for this technology for many organizations. And after transfer, you can see this is the big one. That we try to do very big because we would like to convince industry that in university we have the scale of industry. But actually the big is just only the display. Industrial need very compact one. So after we transfer, the company use their experience to make our blueprint to be the product. That very compact one. And right now we already put that in the Kampang Phet province for the one of the brand of the rice. And this is our technology, you can see. And this is in Surin provinces. Right now we have another 6 or 7 sites, including in the Chai Patana. This is the Royal Patronage Project for the king. So we already finished, and we will test run within this or next month, and we will have launch again with our president and Dr. Sumet Tantiwechikul. And this is the map that this technology already expand to many in Thailand. And our aim, we would like to increase the value creation of Thai rice by using non-chemical treatment process. That is our goal. So we calculate the economic impact of this project. Within 5 years, we contribute more than 14,000 million baht from this project. Because of the rices will not have the chemical treatment anymore, and there is no insect. This is just only the 2 examples of Inside Out program that I would like to show you. But you know, the RF technology, the day that we succeed in transfer technology, the researcher already retired at that day. So she do this project more than 20 years. And she had to wait for 20 years. And after she met Science Park for 4 years, after that we can transfer this technology. Totally it's around 20 years. So inside our approach is not easy. But if we have the right research at the right time, and we have the program to upscale or to raise up the capacity to be industrial application, that will make a lot of impact to the country. That is the first approach. Tama, okay? So maybe I will leave. I actually have a lot of things to talk, but I will move to other panel, and then if you have time, I will back to another two approach. How can we make the bridge between university and industry? Okay, thank you.
Sure. Thank you very much, Professor Tanyanupap. Yeah, he will have another chance to talk in the second round, but let other panelists discuss about this. So we have ideas of Valley of Challenge, right? Instead of Valley of Death, we change it to Valley of Challenge. And he proposed that right now the Science and Technology Park in northern Thailand has performed three approaches. One is the inside-out approach, another one is outside-in, and the last one was startup. But we just finished the first one for the first round that he showed that we have the product champion in Longan Sugar and the RF technology for elimination of insect in the rice during the packaging of that rice. So the next would be Professor Janjawat from Ratchamankala University, and she's the representative of RMUTL View team. And let she introduce herself. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for a warm introduction. This is a very great and big opportunity for me to come on the stage and have to join this panel. First of all, I would like to talk about a bit about the IMUTL WIL team. So IMUTL is the Ratchamankala University of Technology Lanna, which is a university that mainly focuses on the engineering and technology and produce and hands-on graduates. And WIL is the program that we call it Work Integrated Learning, which is a new type of the education. The WIL project is aiming at bridging the gap between the academic sector and the industrial and the private sector, where the vocational graduates can have a chance for a higher education. So why IMUTL? Why does it have to be IMUTL? Ratchamankala University has a responsible. We are a friend with vocational school, so we are aiming at providing a higher education for the vocational graduates. So vocational graduates are highly in demand for the industrial in Thailand right now. You may wonder what is the question, you might have a question where, what is the university and industry linkage? Well, Ajahn Tanyanupap has already mentioned some point, and in our point of the IMUTL, I will tell you a bit about this. So most of us are from university, right? So please keep in mind that we produce a lot of graduates per year, thousands of them. And the industry is the person who use our graduates. So once we produce the graduates that are not meet their needs, they will gradually stop using they will stop using them. So WIL project is trying to close that gap, and we're trying to produce the graduates that meet the industry needs. On the slide, you can see that we have a lot of collaboration between lots of industrial, for example, Michelin, which is a big tire company in the world, and Betago Group, which is a big agro-industrial company in Thailand. We also doing the collaboration with a small business or local business in Thailand as well. Like we have a student who study in IMUTL program, but in a hotel in Phang Nga area. If you haven't heard about Phang Nga, where the full moon parties happen, and more of that, we have a model that called Doisaket model, which is a school that we apply the model called tri-education, which involve academic, normal basic school and vocational school and higher education altogether. So I'm going to talk about the model that we have in the WIL team of IMUTL. So the WIL team is a combination between three sectors. It's a public sector, private sector, and academic sector. This is the first one is a pilot model. We call it the skate model, as I mentioned previously, that we combine the higher education, vocational, and basic school learning. And so the range of the students who enter the program is total of 9 years, start from the vocational certificate, and then they can either take the higher vocational certificate for 2 years and then 2 years for bachelor, or they can take full 4 years of bachelor degree and then master degree for 2 years to finish the program. And after we start using it in Doi Saket Vithaya, which is a school in Chiang Mai, we expand it into other 2 schools, one in Chiang Mai and one in Phrae area, which is along Vithaya and Mae Haw Phra Vithaya Khom. And the next one is the Beta Grow Will Tibet Academy, which is the collaboration between the Beta Grow group and IMUTL. Beta Grow wants to upgrade their staff who works in the factory. So most of the staff who work in the factory are graduate with a higher vocational certificate. This staff has to take another higher position, so that they need to get the higher degree. Therefore, the Beta Grow Human Resource Department want to improve their knowledge. So they contact IMUTL and we agree to give them a 2 years bachelor programs, which we call Beta Grow Will Tibet Academy. So students who graduate from this program will get a bachelor degree in engineering, major in agricultural engineering. The next one is the Michelin collaboration with IMUTL. In this program, the company recruit the student who graduate from Mathayom 6 or high school, and they work part-time. They work full-time in the company, and they also study on site as well. This is another program called School in Factory, the dual system. IMUTL partner with a local industry in Thailand, which is Star Holding Group and Atit Ventilator Machinery. Similar to Michelin, that we recruit the high school graduates, and then they study they work in a factory and also study as well. The next one is the tri-education for the school in community. This is in Nan area. So it's a collaboration between IMUTL and a high school, Mae Haw Phra Vithaya Khom, and John Deere company. So the student who graduate from this program will get 2 degrees. They get the certificate for high school certificate and the vocational certificates as well. And this is a collaboration between Thai and Taiwan. So it is including the industrial part, the university in Taiwan, IMUTL, and the government sector, which is STI, NSTDA, DSD, and TPQI. The problem that we found in doing this model, so you can see on the slide that the success factor This is a project manager and a project coordinator who can run this project throughout, and the agency executive and their policy that support this program. The failure factor also found in the model, where the learning process is, well, lots of Thai people still believe that learning process or learning can only be in university. You can't learn from somewhere else, which is that needs to change. And the education staff also believe that they also believe in traditional education system that you sit and learn in the classroom. Developmental approach that can be done is so we would like to set up the industrial liaison office, which will manage all the WIL team together, and all the educational executives who need to support this program, this model. And the risk factor that might find is the pilot model or the alternative way of learning. And sometimes it's a lack of the educational executive in this approach. Thank you very much for.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Chanyawat. Okay, she has mentioned that right now Rajmangala University has do a lot of collaboration with the industry. She has mentioned about Tri Education, that with the Rajmangala University she has like basic school learning, vocational learning, and higher educational program. So we can use this with the triple helix model, that using government industry network to develop some competency to the student, so they can become like ready to use the worker for the industry. So thank you very much. And okay, the next is the Professor Dato Dr. Imran Ho Abdullah, the Deputy Vice Chancellor for Industry and Commodity Partnership and Chair of Asian University Network, University Social Responsibility and Sustainability Secretary. Okay, please welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Waisana. Because it's in the afternoon, so if I don't stand up, I'll probably fall asleep. Thank you, Dr. Waisana, for the kind introduction. And basically, I've got 58 slides like you, Tanya. So, you know, I'm going to make all of you fall asleep. So I'm going to skip all the slides and go to the basic points that I want to make today. Basically, just now you talk about the profile of the university. University profile changes. As we engage with university, we do need to have a translational university profile, and it's different. Now, if we cascade that down, because I'm an administrator at the university, if we cascade that down, it can translate, our engagement with the industry will translate to the profile of our staff. That means every lecturer's profile. Now, I think in this room, most of us are academicians. Am I right? Just a show of hands. How many of us are actually working in the university? Industry? Okay, we have one. From the community base or NGO? Okay, so I would say 98% of us are lecturers or academicians, which is good. So I can test my theory here. Now, in terms of industry linkages, I would just ask one question. We always measure, we know our core functions. Our three core functions are academic, that means our teaching. So all of us know what courses we teach. And in our promotional exercises, we have a profile. How many courses have I taught? I've taught so many courses, 5 undergraduate, 2 postgraduate. So we all know what we teach as a profile. Secondly, from the research core function of the lecturer, you all know what you research. At the same time, you all know how much you publish. So that's profile for academic and research. Now, there is always a third question, and this is something that we are trying to get going at our university, which is, who are your partners? So in other words, in future, the profile of the lecturer is not just what you teach, it's not just what you research and publish. The third element of service and industry linkages, community work is who are your partners? Do you have 3 or 4 partners with you following your research agenda, which can translate to something for them as well, sharing of values? So this is something that perhaps I would like to share. So instead of talking about industry, I call the presentation partnerships and strategic engagement. By the way, we have a KPI for all our deans and directors at the faculty. That means every month we ask the dean, how many CEOs have you met? Now the KPI is 5. That means the dean not only worry about the academic, he's got the vice dean of academic. He doesn't have to worry about research, he's got a vice dean of research. So the dean and the directors have to meet 5 partners, CEOs, or people who are in their field, or not in academia, but outside, that they can establish as partners. So every year we've been doing that for some time now. I'm going to skip and go to this, the way we organize the university. We do not have, per se, industry. I'm in charge of industry and community engagement, but we call it strategic engagement. So in strategic engagement, the underlying factor for us is this: mutually beneficial, high impact, smart partnerships between the university, that translate to the lecturers themselves, and external stakeholders that strengthen the value propositions that we are offering as a university across all activities that we do: research, education, service, not just at the national level, but also at the international level. So if a staff of mine, for example, Dato' Rokia, Professor Rokia comes to see me, and he says, I've got this project, I want to do this piece of research. The first question I ask her is, because normally they come to us for fun, for funding. The first question I would ask her, she can tell you, Dr. Adlia can also tell you that, I would say, who are your partners that has the same value, that shares this value? So this morning, Dr. Adlia was presenting her work on Celik Ubat, or home remedy, home review. They must bring in their partners together from point 1 to execute the project. So this is something that we do in industry. Now I'm going to skip the part about the industry park, but we work with the Ministry of Science on our industry park as well. But I won't give examples of that today. So the strategic engagement and partnership, well, I think I'll show you the data afterwards. 1/3 of it, of our partners are industry, 1/3 are institutional, and 1/3 are in fact civil society. So it spreads out quite well. And that is not by design. That is just because we put in place this strategic engagement policy. Yeah? Previously, I think 5 years ago or 6 years ago, I think most of our partnerships were with other institutions of higher learning. But today, we know 1/3 of our partners are from the industry, 1/3 from the community and civil society, and only 1/3 are from the universities and institutions of higher learning. So underlying our core, whether it be for teaching, now that's the case that Dr. Jayawat has said, when you work together with industry, in terms of your curriculum design, we have that, so it's 3+1 or 2+2, and so on, for our teaching and learning. Research, whether it be translational, based on certain grand challenges, in, out, and out, in, and also very important for this seminar, the services that we do. Okay, I'm not going to go through all our examples, but the partners are there. This is in teaching and learning, including with the American Heart Association. I'm going to skip this as well. This is in research. This is with NTU, by the way. I think Dr. Kwok is here. This is for the solar vehicle, the electric vehicle. This is for dengue research, and it translates to our partners in Brazil and Mexico, also with companies. We are also working with Airbus, also translational research in terms of how they call it anthropology, sorry? Thank you. Thank you, Zan. Anthropotech, which is a new term for how culture influences the way we work and build things. Okay, now this is, some of these examples have already been raised by Dr. Rokia, because this is the community service that we do together with industries, normally with their foundation, who believes in, because they have their pillar of strength as well. Now I want to show you the data. Now, because the university exists, very interestingly, like Chiang Mai University, it exists in the Lanna region, the northern region. So you work with 7 partners. What we have, in fact, mapped out is that within the 10-kilometer radius of our university in Bangi, we have close to 17 institutions of higher learning, training institute, research institute. So there is a density of mass there. And we have an institution for collaboration. But within this area also, we can map out all the industries that are there. And we have done that. And so each of the universities or the institutes can then leverage on one another. This is something that we've been doing for some time. These are the list of the institutions. So we have introduced this about 5 years ago, which is the Institution for Collaborations within the area. So this platform allows us to optimize opportunities for strategic cross-institutional, cross-disciplinary collaboration among institutions around Bangi. So the areas of collaboration, knowledge exchange, talent development, enhancement, facility sharing, and also information portals. Yeah? 3 key components. Partners must be reputable. Chiang Mai is reputable, that's why we are partnering Chiang Mai. Mutual benefits, we believe that there is something there, and there is always shared values that we believe in the same mission. Now, this is very interesting because close to, this is our projects that we have with industry, 161 university industry projects with 175 industry partners. What I wanted to show is the breakdown of our partnerships. This is our geographical mapping. Okay, this is the industry partners mapping based on sectors. Very interesting, 82% of our industry partners are in fact local companies. Only 15% are multinationals. We also have GLCs, government-linked company. That is only actually 1% of our partnerships, and also non-profit or social businesses as well. Okay, this is where we do some data analytics. We always do this so that we know exactly where we are. So this is a geographical mapping of our industry. PHI just means the Industry Liaison Office, and we actually know where we are based on the data that we have. The majority of it, 575, are based in Selangor, because that is the most heavily industrialized state. But then we can then find out where, because we are the national university, our presence must be felt across the country. Okay, so the strategic partnership data, this is the one that I was talking about, about 1/3 and 1/3. This data stops at 2014. But if you were to map it straight to 2018, that means we have data since 2010, and we'll find that the quadruple helix, or what you call the triple helix, is working well, because we measure that 1/3 of our agreements are with the industry, 1/3 are with civil society, NGOs, and 1/3 are with the other institutions of higher learning. Okay, with that, I think I will hand it back to Dr. Wasanai to moderate the session. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Imran. Okay, so we get some ideas that over at the UKM, there are very important 3 elements from professor profile, that not only the academics and research, but we need to have partner. And with this partner, we can collaborate and do some strategic engagement that can bring up some synergy between university and industry. Okay, so now the second round. Okay, so I prepare some questions that would be helpful for the to brainstorm what what can we do right now? So I will ask everyone two or three questions. The first one, well, okay, let's start with Professor Tanyanupap. What are the prospects or challenge that your organization faces during the university and industry engagement?
Okay, thank you. Actually, I think that if we consider two sides, industry side and university side, recently I think that for the industry side, there is not any problem. Because right now in the innovation-driven economy, in Thailand, we have campaign of Thailand 4.0. The government put a lot of the support to raise up the competitiveness of the industry, of the company by using the science, technology, innovation. So that means the company already realized how important of the R&D and really need the linkage with the university because we have know-how, we have research, we have a researcher, and we have equipment. But another side, I mean, inside university, this is our challenge. For example, right now we have a 2,200 researchers and staff in academic staff in Chiang Mai University and inside university to do this role. For our side, the researcher who working with industry right now in our portfolio is around 300 researchers. But the 300 researchers, right now we can produce the innovative project with the company. We have the client more than 550 company. We have the project of the collaborative research project with industry, more than 625 projects already. So that means if we can raise up the number of the researchers and convince them to work more with the industry, that will make a lot of portfolio for the innovation come from the requirement of the company. So our challenge is the inside university. How can we convince more researchers to out of the comfort zone? You know, in the laboratory is the comfort zone. You have everything, you are the king in the laboratory, okay? You have the student, you can order everything to the student because they need to graduate. You have equipment, you can do everything by your own. This is the comfort zone. And this is the one obstruction of the convincing the researcher to work with industry. Because to work with industry is not comfort anymore. Not any comfort. A lot of the tough, a lot of the need, a lot of change, a lot of flexibility that have to do with the company requirement. So that's why Science Park have to be the bridge and the platform for the researcher. But one of the statistical evidence is very interesting. If we can convince one researcher to work with us, with Science Park and working with the company, the repeat of the working is 100%. That means if they try one time with the industry by using the facilitation support by Science Park, next project they will say 100% to do with the industry. But to convince them to experience the first time is very, 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 very difficult. Okay? Because everyone have to do the publication, have to have the professional career to be the professor. So that is one of our challenge. But I don't think this is a problem. And we already challenge that within next 6 years, we will raise up the number of the researchers to work with industry. It's more than 800 researchers in Chiang Mai University. That means almost 1/3 of the researchers in the university. So that is this is our challenge and our aim to do that.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Tanyanupap. What about Ratchamangkala University? Is it the same or different in your point of view?
The challenges that we found for doing the work integrated learning model is like from two sides. So the university side, as I mentioned previously, that most of the teacher or lecturer in the university still think that lesson need to be learned in university only. So the classroom cannot take place anywhere else, which is make it really difficult to carry out the work integrated learning because mostly our students study in the factory or in their workplace. Another thing is from the industry side, as Ajahn Tanyanupap said previously, that everything's come down to budget and figure. So it's really difficult for the first time of the negotiation that you need to try to provide the information that what benefit they will get from joining or being a partnership with university. Thank you.
Thank you very much. What about Dr. Imran? Do you have any problem?
I think you both addressed from the micro point of view. From the macro point of view at the university level, for example, we have a mandate from Senate which says that 20% of the curriculum must be taught by the industry. Okay, that's already for teaching and learning. Industry is participating. 20% of our curriculum for all programs at UKM. It's a Senate ruling. Senate is independent. So how you translate that 20% is up to the various faculties and head of programs. So say, for example, you might 120 credits, 20% of 120 credits, so 42, is it? My maths is not very good, will be taught by the industry. Okay. Now, in terms of research, okay, the second core function, how is industry involved from the start? This is in-out, or the in-out. Not in-out, not out-in either, but before the proposal, every proposal that is submitted for research funding has to identify the industry partner from the start, okay? Be it the fundamental research or non-fundamental research, you still need to have the buy-in, or in other words, the proposal that comes to the research committee would have had industry input, so that it's something like out-in as well, but it's also in-out. So there is a process of engagement. So it's strategic engagement with the parties from the start before they put in the proposal, because some of these proposals could cost millions of dollars, and of course you want them to be relevant from the start, translational. So in terms of what we do with the community, our community-based projects and based research, again, in the research component, they would either indicate whether this is for industry or this is for community. So it's built into the system of our research proposal from the start. It's all electronic, so you just have to click. But you have to state, and you also have to, very interesting, because we also have an instrument called Malaysian Research University, MIRA. So for example, to measure all this research with the community research, community base, you must have support letters from the community. Yeah, my colleagues from University of Malaya would shake their head. You have to get the impact assessment from the community all together. Likewise with the industry, all the research that you do with industry or co-publish. If you co-publish with industry, actually you get extra marks for the research university. So it's built into the system that the industry is with the university from from day one, I suppose.
Okay, thank you very much. So he has mentioned some recommendations. So the same thing with other professor. I would like to ask your recommendation. What should we do to for the people, not only in the university but in the industry? How they're going to adapt to this industry 4.0, or should we do for the university 4.0? Ira, yes, first.
Okay. I think that the situation and the environment right now lead us to do something new, especially for the transition of the university and also transition of the industry. So what we try to do, because the area of working together is not the familiar manner for the researcher. Normally researchers stay in the laboratory and doing publication. This is the professional. So we need a kind of the mechanism and maybe organization, not only science park, industrial liaison office or any technology transfer office, but such kind of that organization have to provide some platform and also the mechanism to facilitate, encourage the university people, and also to make it very easy for the industry to working with the university. So such kind of this body I think is really important, not only science park, but any organization. And that in the initial state, before all the professors in university, very autonomous to work in the industry, we need such kind of organization. But for the next stage, if the paradigm already shift, that means all the professors already have a partner in the university, with the industry. Every professor in university working with the company and also working with the social side, I mean, in the engagement in many organizations. On that side, such kind of this organization will have to evolve to another state of the facilitation. Not only bridge together, but have to do something more. So I think we have a bright and brilliant future. So before ending my answer, I would like to show the last VTR about one of the concept of total innovation solution platform that we use our building, the Northern Science Park building, to engage with the university, industry, government, and community quadruple model. So could you please turn off the light in this room, and in order to see very clear about this, turn off the light, please. ช่วยปิดไฟหน่อยนะครับ เสียงไม่ดังเอาใหม่ปิดหมดเลยก็ได้นะ So from the model of total innovation solution, we provide 6 packages of the solution for company and also for the researcher. The first one, we provide the R&D equipment for the company need. So we can access to any equipment in the university. The second one, we provide the research and business development program. The third one, we provide the startup program. If the company would like to spin out or any individual would like to start up the business from technology, we have the program. The fourth one, we have the business matching, and also we find the funding for the company, and we find the funding for the researcher who would like to work with the company. And the fifth one, we provide the facilities such as the space for setting up the company. This is just only one of our solution. The space is not everything. The everything is solution. The space is just one of the component. And the third one, we have the essential supporting facility. In the building, we have the 3 coffee shop, very good one. We have the 7-Eleven convenience store, and we have the very good food hall. We have the very relaxation. We're gonna have the fitness soon. We have the very recreation area in this building to make the smart life and living in the building. So this is the 6 component of the total innovation solution. And the building, Northern Science Park building, is located in the Mahiat campus of Chiang Mai University. Chiang Mai University provides the land, but the building comes from the Ministry of Science and Technology. If you still stay in Chiang Mai and you would like to go to visit our building, it's a very, very welcome. We have our booth outside the room. You can contact with my staff, and then they can show you the way how to go. And we are very welcome to show you around what we're doing in Chiang Mai University. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for the very exciting VTR. Any comments from? Okay, so we have about 10 minutes left of this section. Any question from the audience? or any remarks or comments. Please feel free to introduce yourself and a little bit about your affiliation. Please.
Abdullah Ustansel from Thammasat University Pattaya campus. This was a very interesting panel, and I was very impressed by the presentations. I have two comments. First, for Dr. Imran, it's really a good idea to support the faculty and motivate them to go outward. My question or my comment is, how do you support your faculty in this endeavor? How do you coach them? I think it's very essential. And for Dr. Tanyan Kwap, if I'm mispronouncing, forgive me, you introduced the business model, and I understand you outsource the research to the university, and you want to commercialize the results. In your business model, it might be a good idea to include motivated students as well. Recruiting and motivating highly motivated students would be essential, I believe, because you not only want to commercialize the current research, you want to have a sustainable process. You want it to continue. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your comments, and you are absolutely right. I mean, my colleagues here at UKM or from Malaysia would probably agree with you that they have been pushed to do too much, yeah, especially the deans and whatnot. So we do understand the challenges, but we have been trying to inculcate an entrepreneurial mindset within our staff, especially from the younger people. Yeah, the older ones, yes. You know, and we always talk to, before appointing a new dean, we always talk to them about these are the criteria that we want, this is what we expect. So we always set, like end of the year, normally we have a session with all the administrators, faculty by faculty. It's very tedious, but the management will say these are our expectations, and they will then come back and, you know, negotiate. And of course, the support that we give them, they have basically the autonomy to go and look for their partners. And they utilize their whole machinery in the faculty. Some of them are better at networking or doing engagement. But we created new support roles. Like, for example, there is now the Deputy Dean of external engagement within each faculty. So there is a new Deputy Dean position. And we also created a more flat structure in a way, whereby the dean is not burdened to do everything, but you have assistant dean in charge of the industry, in charge of the community. So everyone attends to it, and they work as a team. But we do have sessions that are for best practice sharing from those who have been very successful in terms of their interaction with industry. We always share news through the social media platforms of every engagement that someone has made with an industry and the success that is brought. So we share all this news. So that will hopefully you know, encourage everyone to do better. But I take your point. You're absolutely right. We need to give them the support. We need to be able to, what you call, reward them in the right manner. But times are definitely changing with academia.
Okay, thank you for your comment. It's just because I talk only the researcher level, but I didn't talk about the student. We also realize that the student is one of the key important of the university power. We have the many projects engaged with the students. For example, the first one, we have the research to market competition This is the national competition. So we accept the student in Chiang Mai University and other 12 university in Thailand, and then we select the research or IP, and then we let them to mix together as a team for five students, and then doing some business plan, and then let them pitching together until the final level at the national level. We have the entrepreneur university program. We teach the entrepreneurship to the student, more than 1,000 students every year, to motivate the entrepreneur spirit of them. We just launched the club just 2 months ago. This is the club. It's running by the students in many faculties. The club name is HYPE. HYPE comes from hyper, youth, and practical, and E is the entrepreneur. This club is the provide for the student who would like to do something different from the traditional club. So they can come to our building. We have provide 24 hours, 7 day room for them with full equip. And we also provide money for them to initiate any project that can help them to do experience more with the innovation and also industry engagement, even social engagement. And we also have the internship program for the student. Not only the higher education student, we also provide the internship program with the vocational student to experience how to work with the industry in our science park. I think every year around 20 to 30 students every year we accept from many universities in Thailand to have the internship program with us. And absolutely, we totally agree with you that one of the sustainable power of the university is come from our students. Okay, thank you.
Okay, any more questions? Okay, maybe you know this is the last question for the session.
Hello, my name is Lani. I'm from University of Malaya. My question to Dr. Tanya. Usually, as an academic, you're expected to, like, publication is a measure of success. So if you publish a lot, high impact journal, that's a traditional way of measuring. So like you say, to get involved with industry is getting out of your comfort zone. Yeah. So how do you motivate lecturers in Chiang Mai to now change this mindset? Because this is a new game. Of like, traditionally we're doing research. Now to get out of our comfort zone, get involved with industry and change our, and the system, of course, there's KPIs giving, it's not really high in the priority industry. You still can do it, they somewhat recognize, but publication is still, because universities such as ours, in ranking, publication is the major thing. So I would like to hear your opinion on that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that is a very, very good question. This is the technique is depend on the university and depend on the circumstance of your university, because the professor is a very high human being in the world. I think. Even though you are the scientist, but you also have the art in your mind. So that is the not regional. I mean, the logical thinking is not enough to convince them. So we have to make the segmentation of the researcher. First thing, there are around 3 or 4 kinds of researcher. The first one is never want to work with industry. So this is, we cannot approach them for the first stage. The second one, if good program enough, I will join. This is might be the target. But for the third and the fourth one is our main target. The third one is that, we would like to try the new area, but we don't know how, but okay, we would like to do something like that. But the fourth one is a really rare case. I really want to do with industry, but this is our main target. So in order to make the third and the fourth sector much more amount of the researcher, we have the strategy of not beg and not ignore. I mean, we never ask and beg the professor to do with industry, and we never ignore them. Because if you beg them, they will not say no, sorry, no. But if you ignore them, they will blame you. So this is very, very difficult to work between the professor. So we have to do something that we have to provide something reward to the professor who work with industry. We have the Oscar night, very same as the Oscar night. So we provide the award based on our statistical record. For example, we have the award of Rookie of the Year. If the professor who worked first year with Science Park and can do the project with the industry, who is the first rank, that get that award. So last year, the professor from Faculty of Engineering, just only 9 months, he has 8 projects with the industry. Wonderful. That is one of the success I got. We have the award of Big Impact, the award of the Rising Star, the award of Technology Transfer Story, Good Telling, something like that. We have 9 awards, and then we do like an Oscar. We set up the event in the 5-star hotel in Shangri-La, and we have the cocktail, and everyone have to do very formal dress and
Red carpet.
yeah, red carpet. That's right. Ah, you are so joy. Yeah. Okay. So that will make the professor, and we invite only 300 professor invitation, but we allow only professor who used to work with Science Park, we invite them, but we allow them to invite one guest. Okay, that is the way how to convince. And from that night, we call the Step In No night. Right now, one of the researcher who never worked with never worked with Science Park before. Right now, he is one of our startup company from his research. So we also try to bring the researcher to publish in the newspaper and television. Okay, we just promote the Faculty of Agriculture researcher to show up in at least 5 newspapers in Thailand. And also she is very famous right now in Thailand, something like that. So you have to make the situation of the GLS situation, you know. So the professor would like to be, in fact, the professor would like to be, every academic staff would like to be professor. This is the first aim. But if I'm not professor right now, but have a lot of money from research transfer, it's okay, because our family need the money. So we try to help them get a lot of money from the research in the very correct way, not in the bad thing. But we try to make the very good business model, very good term sheet of technology transfer. We try to match them with right partner who would like to work together with them. The last thing, doing the proposal with the industry is very annoying for the researcher, right? You need the researcher need the research grant, but don't want to work the proposal, right? So our Science Park staff, we have around 60, the half of our staff doing the business development and startup development. So we write down the proposal for the professor. You write down only 1 page of the technology. The rest of them we do for you. We do the literature review, we doing the rationale introduction, we doing the feasibility of the project, and we calculate the budget for you. And after you write out 1 page, we find the partner industry, and then we submit to the funding agency, and we going to defend the budget for you. You just wait at your laboratory. After that 3 months, we said, okay, the project approved already. Would you like to do? Yeah, if you want to do, you come. And then we continue to support. Even though the early receipt of the research grant, we collect and clear for the researcher and also for the company. So the company just said, we would like this project, and then we find the right researcher and we write down the proposal for the researcher. So that makes 625 projects. We write out the proposal, but the core technology come from researcher. So researcher doing only 1 or 2 pages. After that, we do it.
Okay, so
actually a lot of technique, but it depends on the university.
right, it's very difficult to facilitate this professor. But I heard that in Thailand we can become a full professor by submit the industrial involvement, or right?
Yeah, they just launched this program, I think this year, but there is no one yet to submit in this track, and the criteria of the consideration, I'm not sure yet what is the final one, but it's a good way to bring some output from doing with the industry to submit for professorship.
Okay, thank you very much. I think this is would end our session. And before I pass to Khun Thamanoon, I just want to say that, okay, we have share and learn some new thing in this plenary panel session, and hopefully that And in this conference, it's going to be become good ecosystem for university and industry engagement. Not only these two parts, but we're also looking for quadruple helix that we can involve with government and commodity as well. Okay, thank you very much for joining this session.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the valuable discussion this afternoon. And may I invite Dr. Awan, Vice President, to present the token of appreciation for the panel. Please come down to this way. So the first one, Dr. Thanyadupap. Thank you very much. Yes. And then Dr. Chanyawat, please. Thank you. And Professor Dr. Imran, please. And the moderator, the next one. Dr. Wasanai, please.
Okay.
Thank you very much. And before we go for a break for maybe 10 minutes, we still have dinner available. This dinner is available at 5:30 downstairs before you go to hotel or go to your press. And we have announcement for the community tour a little bit. Dr. Vishai, yes.
So previously we have a community tour provided to the participants, but unfortunately we only have 2 participants register for the tour. Therefore, we need to cancel the tour. And when please, go to registration and get your refund from our staff. But even though we cancel the community tour, but we still have the city tour. So for those of you who just came to Chiang Mai, so tomorrow we have 2 programs. So one program is a city tour to Doi Suthep. So anyone who just arrived in Chiang Mai, this is a good chance for you to go to the landmark of Chiang Mai. We spend time over there about 1 hour. I talked to the salesperson. They said that we leave the hotel about 1:30. And then we're going to spend time. Doi Suthep is up on the mountain. It's about 30 minutes to 40 minute drive from the hotel. We spend time over there about at least 1 hour. So the total cost is 700. Okay, and it includes all the fee that you need to access to get into the temple area as well. So anyone who want to visit Doi Suthep Temple, please sign up at the registration table. And also we have another program just came up from Dr. Thanyadupap. We would like to invite anyone who want to visit Science Park. You see the beautiful building. Then we will have that program available as well. I don't know, do we have any cost, Dr. Thanyadupap? No. It's free. So we will have a van available for you. So we will leave from the hotel around 1:30, let's say. 1:30.
Tell us how many. So this is the Saturday program. Yeah, but very welcome for everyone. So please tell my staff now how many people, because we will prepare the van, special van for you. And there is no any cost. This is for free. Yeah, but please take a photo and post in your Facebook and check in. Okay.